I was getting ready for the day and I had this like epiphany that I'm going to be sharing with some of my private clients. So whenever I get a download like this, like it's usually for one of them, if not many of them, and giving them that kind of like morning, afternoon realization that they need. But I wanted to hop on here and share it with you guys because I think it's going to make perfect sense on why you have been going after the same income goal for so long and it's not happening, right? Because I think for most of us who are really like this, like most of you guys who follow me are like me and you're a mix of strategy and a mix of a little bit of woo in there, right? Like you believe in the manifesting, you believe in the power of attracting in what you really want and what you're a match for, but you also believe in strategy too. So, oh God, kicked it. Okay. Hey, Megan. So there's basically three main points that I want to make that I wrote down so I would not forget them. So here's the thing that I see happen a lot. It's the beginning of the month. Tell me if I'm telling your story. If anybody here literally does this every month. It's the beginning of the month and the energy is really high and you feel like you can achieve anything. And so, thank you, Kira. The energy is really high. You're feeling like a 10, like you feel really good. You feel like anything is possible, which it is, duh. And you're journaling or however you set your goals. You're journaling, you're just writing down your goals, you're thinking about what you want, you're setting your intentions, whatever. And you're like writing down that income goal. And even though you've gone after this income goal for the past few months at least, for some reason, the new month just feels really freaking good and you are going after it again. And you feel like this month is going to be different, right? So then time goes by, it's the 21st of the month, all of a sudden, Thanksgiving is coming up or some holidays coming up. You have all these stories coming into your head of, does this even work? Is this even true? Can you even make that kind of money during the holidays? Can you make that kind of money as the type of coach that you are since you're not a business coach? Or maybe you are, but you're a newer business coach. Or maybe you're not a newer business coach and you're a total badass at what you do, but you still think like the others are better than you or whatever, right? So here's the thing that's going on, or the thing that I had a little bit of an epiphany about is that, well, the really good epiphany is coming at the end, so stay tuned. But this is the mini epiphany, and then the good one is like coming up. You wondering why it didn't work, is a sign that one, you are not taking responsibility for your results, which, trust me, like will send you down a spiral every single month. But it's showing me that you're not taking responsibility for your results, that you're not in a very empowered place. And just the fact alone that you're wondering, why didn't it work, right? Why did the manifestation not work? I did everything they told me to do. Well, that just shows in that itself that you are not a match for what you actually wanted, that there's still part of you that believes it can't happen, right? Especially when it's only the 21st of the month and you're feeling that way. Like, we're not even talking about the last day, right? We're talking about the 21st because the thing is that the first of the month you were all gung-ho and it didn't matter that you failed before. It didn't matter that the goal didn't happen the last 3 months. You were like, it's happening this time, right? But then the 21st, it's still not here and you're already letting go of the trust. Trust is huge. Trust is something that I've been teaching on a ton in the Unleash Your Six-Figure Badass. It's like one of the biggest things, right? This actually gets to be so simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. But also, for some reason, what I wanted to talk about is that part is not the universe failing you. That part is not the universe testing you. That part is not the sign that you're not meant to do this. It's not. It happened like, seriously, talk to, hire, watch the interviews of all the big coaches that you admire, me and others, right? You will see that it took us all time. Even the ones who have the quick stories, the quick successes, it still took time. There's still more to the story. And it annoys me to no end when people make that a bad thing. Like, oh, you don't see the whole picture. Oh, nothing happened in just 2 weeks or overnight. No, that's not a bad thing. That's just the way it is. It's not a bad thing. It's not that anyone's hiding anything, right? It's that I can't get on every live stream and tell you the whole past 5 years of my life, right? Every single time. But regardless, there's two quick things I want to tell you, as in tips that will make the rest of the month a lot better for you. And then there's the really big aha that I had, okay? So the two words that really come up for me around this that I think many of you need to hear is responsibility and empowerment. So responsibility means when things aren't going your way, you take responsibility. So when you're not hitting your goal and it's the 21st of the month, you don't doubt the universe. You don't wonder what you're doing wrong in your journaling. You don't even doubt your coach. Like, I don't care if you're paying her $20,000 a month and you're not getting the results. That's not on her or him. That's on you, 100%. You have to do the work. You have to trust that you made the right decisions. You have to trust that you have the answers. And that's taking personal responsibility, right? So literally, like, I have 2 days left of my launch. I still have an amount of people I really want to get into my course that I just know are meant to be in it. I know so many of you are on the fence. I know there's at least this amount of women left that need to be in here. There's hundreds, thousands, but at least in my little circle, right? My goal is still so possible. But instead of wondering why I'm far away or why they're not in yet, I don't blame that on my coach. I don't blame that on the universe. I don't blame that on Facebook algorithms. You just can't blame it on anything, right? And I hear women doing this with everything. I mean, their kids, their husbands, their other job, their coach, I hear it every single day. Someone's messaging me blaming and giving excuses on why things aren't working for them, when really, when something's not working, what you need to do is be empowered. So there's the second word, and take responsibility. And that looks like looking inward and going, what else can I do? What is my next step? And it's not, what else can I do? What else can I do? This has to work. This has to work. Why isn't it working? Poor me. It's, how can I make today the best day of this launch, the best day of this month? What else is there left for me to do? What is my next step? And it's not a desperate, what else can I do, of like, what do I not know? What's the golden strategy people aren't telling me? Like, what is my coach not seeing? It's just taking the next step. And sometimes the very perfect next step for you could be exactly what you're already doing. It's just to keep doing it. And sometimes it's to do something different. And usually your next step has something to do with becoming more of you and doing something scary. And I don't know why this word is coming up, but like exposing yourself, you know? Laura, totally. Yeah, you have to take responsibility. You have to be empowered. And here's like one of my favorite one-liner quotes that I've come up with in the past couple of months that like I've posted a few times now because I just love it. And that is, if you want empowered clients, meaning like, come on guys, raise your hands, give me some hearts if you want empowered clients. You want clients who like want to sign up even without a sales call. You want clients who want to pay in full. You want clients who show up to the call with all their homework done. You want clients who get really epic results. You want clients who will never, ever, ever blame you for something not going exactly their way. They don't blame you. They don't really even expect anything from you other than you to hold space for them and help them figure out their own answers, right? Like, I think we all want clients like that. We don't want clients who ask for refunds or who don't pay their next installments, or like, none of us want that. I don't think anybody wants that, right? Like, if you want that, there might be a mental issue going on. But anyway, do you get what I mean? So we all want these empowered clients, right? Like, I want X amount of more people to join my course, and I don't want them to ask for a payment plan, and I don't want them to ask if they can pay, next week after the launch is over, and I don't want them to join the course and think they can just watch all the modules and get results. Like, I want people to buy the course right now, get in, watch the trainings, do all of the homework, post in the group, ask questions, network with the other women, get the biggest results my clients have ever gotten. Like, that's what I want. So I have to be a match for that. And that doesn't mean journaling about it. That doesn't mean, because it's more than the money. I want to make thousands of more dollars this month, but it's not really, I don't want to make thousands of more dollars from people that are going to ask for refunds later on, or who aren't going to get any results anyway. Because guys, if you're a coach, let's just face it, there is some weird stuff about testimonials, and a lot of us have weird feelings about testimonials and stuff. Don't want to take credit and blah, blah, blah. But testimonials are really what grow our business, right? Testimonials referrals, all this stuff is huge. So the better clients you have, the better level of client that you have, the better for you, the more your business is going to grow. Take action and engage clients. It's about the results. Yeah. And so, the fact is though, if I want clients like that in my course, if I want clients like that in my private coaching program, then guess what? I have to be an empowered client. And that doesn't mean I have to have a coach. It doesn't even mean that at all. But what it really does mean is that I have to be empowered, period. And I have to do what I want my clients to do. I have to do the work. I have to only blame myself. And it's not even blaming. It's just looking inward, right? I have to do the work, look inward for the answers, push myself and do what's scary, set bigger goals and get the best results out there, right? That's what I want for my clients and my customers. And so I have to do that. And I also want clients that pay in full. And it does go into who you invest in and how you do it, because I want clients that pay in full. I want clients that sign up without a sales call. I want clients who always pay on time, if not early. I want clients who ask me to send them the invoice. Like, that's what I want. And that's what I've been given with many, many, many of my clients, because that's how I do it. I don't get on the call with coaches if I don't know if I want to sign up with them. I don't pay invoices late. I don't complain about that kind of stuff, right? So I act just like I want my clients to act. I be the woman that I want all of my clients to be, right? I want clients who commit and get big results. Exactly. So that's that. Now here's the big epiphany that I had. And for some of you, it may not be that huge, but I know if you think about it this way, if you've ever been in the blaming seat, right? If you've ever wondered why the manifestation isn't working, or why your journaling's not working, or what your coach is not seeing, right? You're just wondering, why is it not working? Why did I not hit that goal again? I was so sure, right? Here's something that finally clicked with me today. And it's been something that I've been told in different words, but it didn't click until today. And the thing that I've always been told, not always, but the thing I've been told more recently is like, there is no good or bad, right? So making, $5,000 a month is not good or bad. Making $100,000 a month is not good or bad, right? There's no good, there's no bad. Money is not good or bad, right? There's no amount of money that's bad, and there's no amount of money that's good. It's just money, it's just energy. So I've been told that a million times, right? That's not really my unique wording, right? That's nothing unique of me, right? But I mean, maybe this is the same wording, but here's what clicked with me is like, let's say you've been asking for a $12,000 a month, like I was for like 5-6 months, probably 6 months. You've been asking for $12,000 for 6 months, right? And you're starting to feel like, oh, why is it not working, right? What finally clicked with me is like, the universe does not see the $12,000 as good or bad. And the universe does not see the amount of money you're actually making as good or bad. So when I was making $6,000 instead of 12, or $8,000 instead of 12, which sounds great, but is more annoying than you would think, right? I know some of you know that, because some of you are like that close to the 5-figure month mark, and it's so annoying to end the month with like $8,900, and you're like, oh, so close. But the universe is like, I don't know, like that $8,000 seems pretty energetic to me. Like, do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like, we're wondering why, like as if it's this bad thing that's been, even if you're making $0, like it has to click. To the universe, that's not good or bad. And here's my point. It's not good or bad. You just get what you truly think that you can have. It's not good or bad. You just get what you're a match for. It's not good or bad. You just get what you truly want, right? And many of us have our shit and our reasons why we don't actually want the money that on the outside we say we want. So, does that make sense? Tell me if that makes sense to you guys, or if that's making anything click. Because it's just the way that I guess what I'm saying is that it's the way that we're looking at it, right? It's all that disappointment built up around the $3,000 that you only got, or the $8,000 that you only got, or whatever, right? I mean, I've had clients in the past where like they were having their best months ever, and they were disappointed that they didn't hit the 20K or whatever their goal was. And I'm like, well, what'd you make? 14K? I'm like, isn't that your best month so far? Yeah, but that wasn't my goal. That's my face. Which I get it. Not hitting your goal is incredibly frustrating. But when you realize, here's the point. When you realize that $14,000 you got instead of $20,000, is not good or bad. The universe does not see it as punishment. The universe does not see it as a gift, right? It's not good or bad, however you want to word that. Then you realize it's not the universe's doing. It's not manifestation gone wrong. It's you. It's something in you. And that can be the most frustrating thing, because we don't want to take responsibility, and it's frustrating when we don't know what the hell we're doing wrong. So, but I can tell you what you need to do is become more empowered. So you need to accept the fact that, and here's what I love to tell my clients, and I feel like this puts them in a really great place, and it makes them just realize that here's what I tell them. The great news is, no, you did not hit your goal, but the great news is, you also did not act as this sounds terrible, but bear with me. You also did not act perfectly. Not every action you took was perfect. Not every day that you had was exactly how you wanted it to be. There's still room for improvement. So what's so interesting is that we get so frustrated and fed up when things aren't working and we don't know why. But the fact is you can actually find power in the fact that there's always places to improve. And as I tell my clients, there's always more to master, right? Like, you have not mastered this yet. And why is that a good thing, even though it can still sound frustrating? It's a good thing because guess what? You not hitting your goal does not mean that you are not meant for your goal. And that is a huge belief that we all need to get. I'm just ranting now, guys. If you guys want to participate or ask anything, go for it. But you not hitting your goal has nothing to do with you not being meant for this or meant to hit the goal in the future. You're on your journey. Can you make decisions to speed it up? Yes. Hell yeah. Definitely. You definitely can. And how do you do that? You become more empowered. What are you not doing that you know you need to do? I know some of you have looked at the course. I know some of you have talked to me about one-on-one. I know some of you have talked to 5 people about one-on-one. So that's not very empowered. To sit and think about it, to sit in indecision is not empowered. It's disempowered 100%. So you make a decision. You act on it, right? You make the investment that you're scared to make, just like you want your clients to. And that triggers people, but it does not mean, hey, Audrey, this is the same thing. That does not mean that you have to find something to invest in and force yourself to do it even though you don't want to. That means all the things that you know you want to do, all the things you know you want to invest in, all the things you know you want to say, all of the places you know you want to show up but you're not. That's all disempowered, right? Not posting on your personal page or your public business page or your Instagram because family and friends are on there. That's disempowered. Not investing in the program that you know you want to do, that is speaking straight to you, but you're just afraid to spend the money in the moment. That is disempowered, right? Filtering your content so that it's more up to par with how everybody thinks you should market yourself, and so it makes you sound like you're in a better situation than you really are, and so that it just makes people want to trust you and invest in you. That is actually disempowered, right? Because it's lying. And that doesn't mean that you can't have clients if you're not in a perfect situation. Nobody's in a perfect situation. But it means that you have to be 110% yourself. Doesn't mean you have to air your dirty laundry. Doesn't mean that you have any obligation to tell anybody anything. But if there's something that you want to say, or if you're forcing yourself to say something that doesn't sit right with you, that's disempowered. If you're letting fear or doubt control 50% or more, really like 10% or more of your day, like you're thinking about fear and doubt like more than anything else, that's disempowered. If you're not taking action because you're afraid to take it, that's disempowered, right? If you're hiding stuff from your timeline because you don't want your friends or family to know how much money you make or to know what you're doing because they might think it's crazy, that's disempowered. I mean, I have met women, and I'm not making fun of anybody, right? Seriously, I'm not. But what blows my mind, I'm just going to say it without filtering myself and totally honest, what blows my mind is when I meet 30 and 40-year-old women who don't even tell their parents what they do. I've met multiple women who are coaches. Their parents don't even know because their parents would disagree. Right? And it doesn't matter if you're 30 or 40. I mean, that if you're 20, right? Like, it still counts. But, like, it's just so interesting because me, being younger, I thought once you get there, you must not care anymore, right? You must not care what your parents think when you're 30 or 40, right? Like, you must have had enough time to get over it. No. It does not matter what age you are. I mean, I've had clients who are 50 and above, and they still let that stuff control their lives. What's your take on the stuff going around about personal profiles being deleted when they mention business stuff on their personal profiles? I'm terrified about that, so I've stopped talking about my business. What's so funny, Elizabeth, and here's the thing, if you're not allowed, I haven't actually read the terms of service. I've heard and I've said for so long that it is in the terms of service that you can't put links and you can't sell on your business page. I've actually never read it. I've always told people that's what it says because other people told me that, but I've actually never read it. And the fact is that, like, I'm not really afraid of it. And Elizabeth, I have never met one person that that's happened to. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen or that it isn't the rule, but I'm just saying, isn't that interesting that apparently you have been hearing about this a ton? I have not heard about it from anybody except you. And, like, I think one other person that asked me about it, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't heard about it. But here's the thing is that I'm not saying sell on your personal profile. That doesn't really matter at all. That can actually be a really effective way to market yourself, for sure, and it may be against the rules, so it could also be a very ineffective way. But here's the difference. It's not about selling to your personal profile. It's not about marketing on your personal profile. It's about, are you afraid to publicly post, Hey, April, I like that comment. Are you afraid to publicly post on your public personal page, public to all your friends and family, about what you do, like what your current situation is, how much money you make, like who you work with, what you believe in? Because I know women who are afraid to talk about how they're trying to run this business and they make no money. I know women, like, I've gone through this where you're afraid to share how much money you make because people might expect more from you, or they might be like, holy shit, how did she pull that off, right? They might just not think you're good enough. I've met women like April, I think this is what you're saying, so if I get the situation wrong, I apologize, but just as an example, kind of what April is saying, I've met women who, they don't include the Christianity or the God or whatever they've been raised to be in their business, and so they're afraid to talk about it, especially women who are like, woo-woo, we'll just call it that, who are spiritual, but it's not the typical, like, Catholic or Christian or whatever, right? Those are just two very small examples of what you could be raised as, but they're not sharing that. They're kind of going against that in their business, so they're afraid to share it because they'll be shamed. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't intentionally, actually, I don't know. I actually don't really care if my personal page gets deleted. And if it gets deleted after saying that, I'll probably regret saying it. But I don't have a fear around it, so whatever. But I actually seriously would not suggest intentionally breaking the rules unless you really do not care. So, but Elizabeth, here's what I think on a technical standpoint. And Facebook can do whatever the hell they want. They can shut your ad account down for not breaking the rules. I've seen that happen a million times. So what I think is that, what was I going to say? Oh, the thing is like, if you were in, let's say you were in this corporate job, right? And you were sharing, like, how excited you were to get a promotion. Like, oh my gosh, friends and family. This is such a stupid status, but whatever. Like, oh my gosh, friends and family. I just had the best day ever. Like, I got this promotion. It's been such a long time coming. I've worked so hard. I love what I do. Like, I'm so thankful for this job. And now I got this huge 30% raise. Like, I cannot believe it. Oh my God. Your profile would not get deleted. So what's the difference of going, oh my gosh, friends and family. I love what I do. I get to do what I love every day. I get to help all these people. I make all this money. Woohoo. Or saying, hey, friends and family, like, thank you so much for your support. I'm absolutely shitting my pants and terrified because I'm running this coaching business and I make no money and I just quit my job. So there's that, like, right? Like, that's not promoting your business. That's just updating. But, and Elizabeth, I'm not actually talking to you on this because I think that this isn't really your issue, but 90% of the people that are going to watch this, if not more, are terrified to tell their friends and family what they're doing. Either because they're doing great and their friends and family don't perceive them as that great, or because they're not doing great and they're afraid that they're going to look like a failure to their friends and family, which is one of the biggest fears in people. Totally. Yeah, Elizabeth, exactly. I'm not exactly talking to you on the fear thing, but that's the actual topic of the live stream, so you know I've got to talk about it. So what's your next step? What do you have to do? Take responsibility, meaning stop asking why. Why is it not working? Why is my manifestation not working? Why me, right? Am I not meant to do this? Yeah, exactly. I've been using my private page because that's way more interaction than my group. Yeah. So stop asking why. Stop wondering why it's not working. Take full responsibility. I guarantee you that as soon as you go, oh, it's all me, the whole reason this isn't working is because of me. And what's really cool about that, even though it feels a little shitty that this is my fault, what's really cool is that I have all the power to continue to master my business and all the things I'm doing in it and become even closer to the 110% version of me. How cool is that? There's still all this stuff to do that is going to get me to my goal and beyond. Like, that's responsibility. Empowerment is looking in and going, what are the things I want to do? Investments, things you want to say online, places you want to post, programs you want to run, prices you want to raise. What are all the things you want to do in your business? And do them. That's being empowered.